Aaron Pico completely dominated Patricio Pitbull, and with that performance, this guy deserves to be in the rankings. I know Patricio was a bit old, but come on, you have to show a certain level of dominance for us to still highly rate that performance. And Aaron showed that, man. He shut him down. Won that 30-27, I believe. Yeah. Maybe one of the rounds was a 10-8. I didn't really check the scorecards. So he won that pretty convincingly. And this has me thinking, what's his next fight in the rankings? We're going to start from the bottom 15, working our way up. Could it be Patricio Pitbull? Nope. He already freaking beat him. David Onama? Nope. David is below him. And with how dominant his performance over Pitbull was, the chances of them facing each other just seem very low. Could it be Costa? I guess if Costa loses to Arnold Allen, maybe. Yeah, I guess that's possible. But I feel like the UFC is very high on Aaron Pico, so they won't feed him someone as skilled as Costa, even though he could beat Costa. You know, could he beat Costa? I don't know. I'll do more research on that. Now, Brian Ortega is the fight that I'm willing to bet on. Reason being, Brian lost his last fight against Aljamain Sterling. Didn't really look that good. I think Aljo won almost every single round, so I see that fight happening. Kevin Vallejos, hell no. He deserves a much higher ranked opponent. Steve Garcia is already going to face Diego Lopez, so maybe if he loses to Diego, yeah, I do see that fight happening. Arnold Allen, I feel like you have to progress slowly because I think Arnold's a bit higher because right after, I guess I don't see him facing anyone beyond Arnold Allen because that's too high of a ranking. But like I said, Aaron Pico, the UFC is high on him, so I wouldn't be surprised if he fought one more fighter, then that fight would have been a title eliminator. It's a business decision because if not Alexander Volkanovski, the only other fighter in the division that I see being champ is Marcel Vloyev. He's beat a lot of guys who are already in the rankings. And just looking at his style, I think he's a bad matchup for most, if not all, of the division, aside from Alexander Volkanovski. Even at his old age, I still think he can stand in there with the best. But he is getting older, so yes, I think at some point Movza will be champ, either because he beats Volk or Volk retires. So yes, I see what I see happening is they give Aaron Pico some layup match, right? Like someone like Brian Ortega, and then maybe just one more. Any of the other fighters on top that are washed, yeah, and then he gets a title. Or even I wouldn't be surprised if they gave him Brian and then he got a title, bro. Like the UFC could pull off something like that. And I wouldn't be too against it because I still would want to see how he'd match up against someone as good as Mobsaw. But anyway, you guys let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.